Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can be using Smart DNS as a VPN alternative for Smart TV. Okay, a lot of smarts there, but basically I'm going to show you a technology that you may not have heard of called Smart DNS. It's been around for a few years and it's perfect for unlocking geo-restricted content on your Smart TV without all the complexity and the fiddly and speed limitations of normal VPN solutions. Now, the situation I'm talking about, as you're probably aware, is, for instance, you want to watch BBC iPlayer on your Smart TV, so you need a VPN to pretend you're in the UK because it's blocked everywhere out there, or you may want to watch a US-only service of maybe Hulu or the US version of Netflix, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, people traditionally quite often use VPNs for that, but they don't always work, and they're quite hard to get working on Smart TVs. Often because you can't install the client software for the VPN. But I'm going to show you now how to use Smart DNS, which is, although adds no protection, physical protection, it does work perfect for streaming TV and film channels. Okay, so the Smart DNS Advantage, what is it and how it works? Well, Smart DNS basically reroutes only your location data. It still uses proxies like VPNs, and it routes through whichever country you need to unlock the content. So you don't choose a VPN connection to a specific country. What it'll do with the Smart DNS setup will say, right, he needs to be in the US for this, or he needs to be in the UK for BBC, or to watch a French TV channel, he needs to look like France. And it all does it in the same configuration setting, okay? Now, I'll show you a little bit of how you configure it on the client side, but there's very little to it. Most of it's automatic. So basically, unlike VPNs, it's only focusing purely on bypassing location blocks. VPNs do this, but it's not their sole purpose. They're really about hiding your data, encrypting your data. They're not about being able to watch the BBC or bypassing a French-only block. And now I can show you sort of how you configure it. And really, the main configuration is pretty much this. You go on your device, whether it's a computer, a laptop, or a tablet or whatever, a smart TV, and you find the DNS servers. You just need to change your DNS server to a Smart DNS server. Okay, so we can see the settings there, DNS server, and you'll go in there and often it'll be set automatically, so you need to enter manually, and you will type in one of the Smart DNS servers. Here's the Smart DNS service I use, and here are all their Smart DNS servers, and to configure, really, you just need to grab this number and put it in your configuration, put it in your, so this could be your Xbox, your Smart TV, whatever. And as you can see, it's much easier than installing a VPN client software, which you can't always do on most of these devices. Works great on streaming boxes as well. Okay, so what shall we do now? We'll show you it. Let's just see here. We'll show you it in operation. Now, just to list the benefits here, I'll come back to that. I'll just show you some of the screens involved. So here's where you control your account. Now, as I say, Smart DNS is basically enabled or unabled. If you change your DNS server to a Smart DNS and you have an account and activate your IP address, it's just click on a button, then everything goes through these settings. And you can see here you can change what you want to happen. So here I have got, for instance, Netflix. I want Netflix. I've turned the Netflix setting on and I want it to go to the United States, okay? For Amazon Prime, I want it to go to the UK because I'm based in the UK and I don't want the US version of Amazon Prime because I haven't got an account there and it wouldn't work properly. So I can change all these. Now, a VPN would obviously send you straight to the US version of all these if you connect it to a US server. So I've got Netflix setters on, okay? I have got my IP address enabled, so I picked a UK one. I could use any one, but it makes sense to use the one nearest you. So I've got the UK VPN server on this device and on my Smart TV. And now if I, just to show you I am actually in the UK, so let's just use this little device to get my country. You can see I'm in the UK here. It's just picked up my IP address. My IP address won't change at any point here. Now let's go to my Netflix account and turn that off because I'll get and you can see here, I can tell straight away because 28 years later, the latest in the 28 zombie version film franchise is on, which I'm dying to watch. It's not on the UK version, it's on the US version. If I just scroll down, you'll be able to see the differences here. There's usually a best... Sorry, I haven't got my glass. Yeah, top 10 films in the US today. So it's the US version, top 10 series in the US today. If I was in the UK, I'd be getting in the UK. So basically, I've got a UK computer. Smart DNS is routing my location when I go to Netflix. It's not doing anything outside these media sites. If I go to Google, it doesn't do anything different. It just acts as a normal DNS server. But if I go to any media site, I can control where I look at. So I can be 100 different nationalities if you like. If you go back to the configuration setting, I can set myself to be in Norway, Germany, Canada, Australia. There's hundreds and hundreds of media sites here. So if I wanted to watch German news on German Sky or Finnish, I could just change my group here to a different location. So I can pick any of these locations, whatever suits me. This is the beauty of Smart DNS. It's really focused on media sites and streaming. Remember, no security on this, no encryption or anything. The benefits, well, first of all, the best way to see the benefits is look down in the description below and grab a completely free 14-day trial of the Smart DNS. The first version of Smart DNS that hit the market, the first commercial Smart DNS provider, Smart DNS proxy. You get a 14-day trial there. There's no card required. You can just click on and give it a go. Please support them if you find it works, because we want to keep this company going. Basically, Smart DNS benefits. Streaming speeds will be faster because it's not only routing DNS requests, it's not actually streaming the video through a VPN server. It's coming straight to you. It's cheaper because they don't have to pay for all the bandwidth, because it's just a few DNS requests, really. It's compatible with all devices. This is probably one of the good things that you can set it up on devices. Now, how do you install a VPN client on your streaming box? Probably you can't. You might be able to do something on some of the fancy Android streaming boxes, but most of them, it's quite a pain to put a VPN client on it. Here, you're just changing DNS settings, remember? That's all you're doing. And if you want, you can change the DNS on your router at home, and then all your devices are covered instantly, automatically. Remember, the Smart DNS doesn't affect anything else. It doesn't route your internet connection through anything. It doesn't encrypt anything. It just fools a selection of media sites. VPN advantages, of course, VPN. I'm a big fan of VPN. I use them all the time, and they supply security, encryption. They're really worth using, especially if you're away from your home connection. Military-grade encryption and complete privacy, that's for me, really. Smart DNS, a different product for a different role. You get full IP address masking and anonymity, and it protects all the internet traffic, not just the streaming. And you've got lots of different security features and kill switches and stuff like that. Smart DNS limitations, again, no encryption. It's not great. What you also have to do is authorize your IP address when you're using it. It's only a button that you click. But basically, Smart DNS will only work with the IP address, one IP address at the time. So if you're using it on something like a smartphone, you have to keep going and reauthorizing the IP address each time it's changed. It's a pain. I'd stick to VPNs on phones and mobile devices where you move a lot. VPN drawbacks, encryption overhead can slow streaming. In effect, it really doesn't that much, but it does have some impact. A VPN usually costs a little bit more, and it's very hard to get on a TV app. So, how to set up Smart DNS on your smart TV? It's dead easy, as I've mentioned. You're really just going in, grabbing one of these DNS settings, and going and changing your device DNS servers. 99 times out of 100, it will just work as a normal DNS server, unless you go to one of these media sites, and then it'll do whatever you've configured it to do. Whether pretend you're German, pretend you're Indian, pretend you're Italian, or pretend you're US, so you can watch the latest US films on Netflix. Remember, you still have to have a Netflix account. It doesn't bypass any payment thing. There's nothing illegal going on here. You're just getting a different catalog. So network settings, generally, it changes on different smart TVs, for instance, but you usually find it in a network menu and go to IP settings. DNS servers will usually be set automatically, so you'll have to click something like manually and then just type in that number. Remember, all we're doing is grabbing one of these numbers from close to you, and that's really it. You enter the DNS in there, double check the numbers to make sure you haven't got it. If you put a duff number in, it won't work. Your internet will sort of go wrong for a bit until you change it, because it won't be able to resolve DNS settings. And then you need to restart sometimes, but restart the application usually will do. There are free Smart DNS servers around, but I wouldn't use those. They use generally they will install and put adware and malware on your computer and stuff, and you'll get bombarded with adverts and stuff. Remember, they've got to make you pay for it somehow. Smart DNS doesn't cost that much. It's I think like a couple of euros a month or something like that. Use a proper provider. Don't risk getting all your data stolen or viruses on your computer. It's just not worth it. You can use Smart DNS with VPN protection, and in fact, Smart DNS proxy have got a VPN client you can use. It's not the very top notch, but it's there and it's included in the subscription. Okay, talked a long time. I wanted to keep it under 10 minutes. Failed miserably. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.